a lot of teams meeting with a lot of people. Your particular draft, obviously everybody remembers, is it Peyton Manning or is it Ryan Leaf?
Right.
So I would assume the meeting with the teams was a massive deal.
Yeah, and we, Peyton and I both kind of talked to one another, and we really didn't care too much about, who we met with or what we did at that time. We were calling the shots. We were going to be the first or second pick in the draft. So we both didn't work out here. I was supposed to meet with the Colts. The Chicago Bears had me go do an MRI on my thumb that I had broken in high school, and it happened to be during the time of the meeting with the Colts. Jim Mora really took that as a slight, and it became this huge news story that we were trying to manipulate our way out of Indianapolis and go to San Diego. Like, who would do that?
San Diego was pretty nice.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Indianapolis, I just want to let you know, great city.
Great city.
The weather, though, just can't compete with said weather in San Diego.
And I was thinking about that, right? So I had developed this sense of success is money, power, and prestige. And where is, that going to fit in the most? And it's San Diego, right? The beach, the babes, the money. I was just like, that's where I belong. And I'm a West Coast guy, and I had family there.
So you skipped a meeting with the Colts on purpose?
It wasn't on purpose. It really wasn't. We made it very clear that I wasn't necessarily interested in Indianapolis. Now, hey, the only reason why I was even an afterthought here is because Jim Irsay was, he loved the idea of me, the kind of gunslinger, the out-of-the-box, edgy kind of guy that kind of fits his persona, right?
Yeah.
Brother. And even Hunter S. Thompson, I don't know if you guys...
Oh, yeah.
Love his...
Jim Irsay loves Hunter S. Thompson as well.
Have you guys seen the letter that he wrote, Hunter S. Thompson wrote Jim Irsay before the NFL draft that year?
I saw you posted. I didn't read it. What's it saying there?
It's pretty much, Jim, I will loan you the $20 million to go get this kid.
Ryan Leaf.
Do not get Peyton Manning. He will be broken in half in the first day.
Well, hello there. Utilize the promo code PAYTHEBILLS and get $20 off your first order from SeatGeek. Now, back to the magic.
Pretty much what he says.
Hunter S. Thompson says this to Jim Irsay.
This letter was unearthed about a year ago while I was sitting at a Dodgers game. I'm sitting at a Dodgers game with my wife. We're watching the game. Guy taps me on the shoulder. Said, "Hey, I grew up with Jim Irsay. I'm his buddy." And I'm like, "Oh, that's great."
Oh, you're sitting in good seats.
Oh yeah, we were. I'm a live game snob. I have to be right.
Well, and also
action.
there's a bunch of people. You're a bigger man. I mean, it's hard not to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
So he taps me on the shoulder and he tells me the story, right? And he's like, so I was working for AT&T or something like that, and I was overseas, and Jim was sending me correspondence about this draft, and he sent me this letter that Hunter S. Thompson had sent him. And he goes, "Have you ever seen it?" And I'm like, "No, I've never seen it." And he then proceeds to...
Here it is right here. Dear James, by the way, Hunter S. Thompson doesn't call Jim Irsay Jim. He calls him James.
Yep.
Hey, by the way, boss move.
Oh, yeah. Love that.
Boss move. Love everything about that. Hunter S. Thompson, famed writer.
Yes.
Drug user.
Mm-hmm, that too.
He
Fear and
Loathing.
Fear
and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Is his story, basically.
Johnny Depp.
Mm-hmm.
Dear James, in response to your addled request for a quick $30 million loan to secure the services of the Manning kid, I have to say no at this time. But the Leaf boy is another matter. He looks strong and Manning doesn't, or at least not strong enough to handle the welcome to the NFL business for 2 years without a world-class offensive line. How are you fixed at left
tackle?
Or for the next few years, James? Think about it. He's like questioning Jim Irsay in the middle of this. Think about it. You don't want a China doll back there when the freak sap comes crashing in. Okay, let me know if you need some money for Leaf. I expect to be very rich when this Debt movie comes out. Your faithful friend, Hunter S. Thompson. By the way, he was right. About he was right about the depth. Now, Peyton Manning, known gladiator in football. Yeah. I think he has like the most consecutive starts.
The ironic thing about it all is I missed my entire second season with an injury. So, but he then he emailed me this letter.
Yeah.
And I went on the Rich Eisen show and I
Rich will be here
And
soon.
Rich is going to be here too. I went on the Rich Eisen show, and we broke it that day and we put this letter out there, and it just went kind of like viral.
Yep, of course.
And it's hilarious. I mean, it's Hunter S. Thompson. Come on now.
So you skipped a meeting with the Colts on purpose at the Combine because you wanted to go to San Diego. Hunter S. Thompson was in your corner, and you
Yeah.
said no. But you really did miss the meeting with the Colts, and ultimately you ended up going number 2 to San Diego.
Right. And at the time, I was pleased with that, and I thought it was the best opportunity. I wasn't thinking clearly. I didn't realize that Marshall Faulk and Marvin Harrison were in that locker room.